You're listening to Hotep Ish with your host, Dwann B. Intelligent Ish Talk, intelligent shit talk, where we balance the profound with the profane. Political satire, celebrity and expert guests, information and entertainment, conversation and solutions. Leave your feelings at the door.
I'm here. I got taken over. I was into doing some other stuff. I lost track of time. Then my mouse died on me. Y'all know, if y'all have an Apple computer, press the number 1. I'm on my iMac. God damn. They don't tell you when the battery's gonna die. You just go to move your mouth and your mouse and the battery dead. So charge this up. Then I got into listening to Michael Jackson. We're gonna start off by saying happy birthday to Michael Jackson. We must do that. Happy birthday. I'm going to do a Twitter space later on about Michael Jackson and his legacy and his music. We'll do that sometime later on today. So listen out for all. Follow me on Twitter at Dwann B. Instagram. It's Dwann B every goddamn where. You should know that. Look at the bottom of the screen. You see that at? Follow me on that at Twitter and Dwann B. I like the fact that Instagram can let you play music. So I did a short little breakdown of, and I'm gonna be doing that throughout the day because I gotta get my oil change later on today. So while I'm getting my oil change, I'll be doing some more music breakdowns on IG. After I'm done with this. So happy birthday, Michael Jackson. We're gonna start off with that. Gotta celebrate the greatest to ever do it. Salute to everybody up in here. So we're going to talk about Skip and his black tools. I ain't really do no preparation for the show in the way of watching the show. I don't care to watch the show. I don't need to watch the show to know what's going to happen because it's the same shit over and over and over again. I saw some of the highlights yesterday with Michael Irvin getting up and stomping and shucking and jiving and shit. And I saw Michael Irvin last week. I didn't go up to, well, we shook hands. I can say I met Michael Irvin. We shook hands. I I was in Beverly Hills scouting a location because y'all know I got a live music venue, a live music thing coming to y'all real soon here in LA if you in LA. So I was in Beverly Hills, about 2 weeks ago. I was in Beverly Hills at this little spot, scouting a venue that I'm choosing not to use, but I was out there just scouting the venue, and I ran across Michael Irvin. And I saw him. I saw a white woman talking to him, and I was like, "Oh, brother, you better keep your distance." Yeah, I remember the last time a white woman talked to Michael Irvin, he got fired from working the Super Bowl, and he didn't do nothing. Proved he didn't do nothing. Still lost his job. But anyway, that's another story. You know, Michael Irvin personally was one of my favorite receivers when I was back in the 90s. I used to like the Dallas Cowboys, the whole Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, Leon Lett, that era Cowboys, you know, Jay Novacek, Troy Aikman and all them motherfuckers, Ken Norton Jr. That was my squad when I was a kid. Because the Raiders left LA and moved to Oakland. So I was like, man, fuck the Raiders. Nowadays, I don't give a damn about football either way it goes. Football to me is, whatever. But back then, I liked football. When all three of these guys on the screen played. When Richard Sherman played, when Keyshawn Johnson. So, if I were to be watching sports, they are three of my favorite players I ever seen play are on that show. Michael Irvin, me being a Cowboy fan at the time. I was actually watching the game live that ended his career when he got tackled in Philadelphia against the Eagles, and the crowd started cheering. And he was like frozen there, paralyzed for a little while. I used to like Michael Irvin, you know. I used to like Richard Sherman. Richard Sherman and Keyshawn Johnson are both from L.A. So y'all know me. I'm a L.A. nigga, bone through the marrow. And I ain't one of these who moved here or my mama moved here. My mama and my daddy was born here. My grandparents went to high school in L.A. My grandfather went to Jefferson High School on both sides. No. Yeah, my grandfather and my grandmother, but opposite sides of the family. But I had a grandmother and a grandfather. No, I had both my grandfathers went to Jefferson High because my grandparents met at Jefferson High School. That's where they met. Yeah. My grandparents met at Jefferson High School. And then on my other side, my other grandfather also went to Jefferson High School 10 years before my other grandparents. So that's how LA I am. So Larry Fitzgerald, I keep saying Larry Fitzgerald and Richard Sherman look just alike. Two neatly dreadlock having ass niggas. I don't trust niggas with neat dreads. Let me start off by saying that. I have a hard time trusting niggas with clean dreads. I do. Like, you got time to have some locks, but you also got time to clean them up. There's too much going on right there. Too much going on. Come on. So, Richard Sherman, I'm going to show y'all. Look, don't tell me I'm wrong. I may sound like a white man, but look, Richard Sherman and Larry Fitzgerald look just alike, y'all. Look, is it me? 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 But don't these niggas look alike? And they both used to wear red uniforms back in the day? I don't trust clean dreadlock having niggas. If you got locks and they're neatly shaped, man, I ain't saying all of y'all are crazy criminals, but not criminals. It's just clean dreadlock niggas. They sneaky. You know what I mean? They sneaky. You gotta watch them. Gotta watch them. Gotta watch them. Gotta watch these clean dreadlock niggas. Gotta watch them. I ain't all of y'all shady, but it's usually them kind of niggas that when white people come around, they like showing their teeth the most. But respect to Richard Sherman. I've always respected him as an athlete, you know, because again, he played back when I used to give a fuck about football. And I've always loved Keyshawn Johnson because he's, again, another one from LA. I remember when that shopping center was built on Slauson and Western. He was one of the investors that brought that development there. You know, the first time we had a motherfucking IHOP in the hood, because it wasn't nothing in the hood. We still dealing with post riots LA. Across the street was a Big Lots that used to be Reverend James Cleveland's church. But when Reverend James Cleveland died, it turned into a pick and save and then a Big Lots. It was basically nothing over there. And if you ever drive down Slauson and Western, you'll see a big shopping center on the south west corner. Keyshawn Johnson was a primary investor in bringing that down to the hood. So I'm going to start off by saying, I'm sorry. Yeah, Andrew Como, you got locked, but you a good brother. Yeah. Now, yeah, you a good brother. Andrew Como, you the exception to clean lock ass niggas, all right? You the exception. But you know most lock wearing niggas be showing their teeth and white. They pro-black around us, but the minute a white person come around, yes, a bossa. Yes, a bossa. Gotta watch them niggas. Anyway, so I'm gonna start off by saying that I respect all three of these black men. I don't respect Skip Bayless. I don't give a fuck, but I do respect the three black men. But with love and respect, we're about to talk about how that vampire Skip Bayless is using all of them. Just look at Skip Bayless. Look at him on that picture. Kwame Brown was right when he said he looked like Dracula. That motherfucker, that looked like a blood-sucking demon right there, don't it? Look at Skip Bayless. When I be hearing these people talking about, like, I don't get into all that stuff about, you know, there's people out there harvesting black bodies for adrenochrome. There's people out there saying that. I don't disagree with them, but it's too many real things going on in life for me to, too many other things going on. I should say not real things, but too many other things going on for me to spend much time worried about white folks harvesting black organs for adrenochrome. But whenever somebody makes that argument, the first person I think about is Skip Bayless. Look at him. That motherfucker look like he's sleeping in a casket. Skip Bayless like he sleep hanging upside down. Skip Bayless look like he eat the steak raw. Skip Bayless looks like he jack off to Animal Planet. I don't trust that motherfucker. I never liked him. Skip Bayless, who is Skip Bayless? Let me take you young niggas down a trip down memory lane. Cause y'all, a lot of y'all cats that are like 30 and under, y'all were basically raised on Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless got on ESPN when y'all were like 10. So y'all don't really know who Skip Bayless is. Skip Bayless is somebody who Skip Bayless was never taken serious. Let's put it like that. He used to write for the San Francisco Chronicle, and going back to the 80s. And when he used to write, it was always obvious that he did not know what he was talking about. See, back in the 80s and the 90s, you had these sort of tongue-in-cheek style writers, sort of sarcastic. It was Skip Bayless was one. For the LA Times, it was a man named TJ Simers. For those of you who remember reading the LA Times in the 80s and the 90s, TJ Simers was always somebody who would write he was like a little closet low-key white supremacist. And that's what they do. They put these little closet white supremacists in these positions. The other white boy that's working with Shannon Sharp now, I talked about him the other day. What's his name? Colin Cowherd. He's one. Woody Page was one. He used to be on ESPN back in the day. Cold Pete. He used to be with Skip Bayless. these were these style writers where they weren't really serious about sports, but they wrote. They were there to write about sports in a sort of sarcastic way. You know, they would hire T.J. Simers, Woody Page, Skip Bayless. They were a style writer that was sort of cartoonish. And they were known as cartoonish. Skip Bayless was an obvious cartoon in the 80s and the 90s. Nobody took Skip Bayless seriously for 2 decades. Let me tell you something about writing, though, and TV and sports journalism. Let me give you guys some more history and information on how this works. I learned this when I was in college. In my major. I had to take a journalism class, a couple journalism classes to complete my major. And one thing I learned was they said newspapers, when it comes to the sports section, the best writers write in the sports section number 1, business section number 2. Why? Because sports was always the most popular articles in the paper. It was shown that there's a large contingency of people who bought newspapers. Of course, this is back before the internet got real popular. When I took this journalism class, we're talking 2003. The internet was around, but the internet was big, but it wasn't as comprehensive as it is now. You know, you still found the information, the details. You still were finding that more in newspapers than online at the time. 2001, 2002. So the best writers for the newspaper go to the sports division. What did I just say? The best writers go to the sports division. Why? Because that's going to get the most eyeballs. What did I not say? I did not say the person who knows most about the sports gets the sports writing position. It's never been that way. It's never been that way. Same thing when it comes to TV. The best on-air personalities gets the sports journalism jobs, the TV jobs, not the people who know most about sports. We got to start off by talking about this. I got to lay this foundation down first. Y'all know me, I talk in layers. Because there's going to be some dickhead after the show. No, Dwann, you just hating. Skip. Before you even get it out. Shut up, coon. Back to what we talking about. Yeah, Tony Kornheiser, Bruce. That's another one. Tony Kornheiser. So you guys know what I'm talking about. These are guys who have personalities. Tony Kornheiser, Woody Page, Skip Bayless, T.J. Simers, even Bill Plaschke here in the LA Times. These are people who are good writers, people with personalities, so they get the job, and they're white. They're white. That's the number one prerequisite, that they be white. If you black, you better have been a Hall of Fame athlete. What's the one thing? Look at the picture right here. You got Skip Bayless up there with what should be 3 Hall of Famers, because I think Keyshawn Johnson should be a Hall of Famer. I really do. I watched him play. He wasn't fast. He wasn't quick. But when they needed a first down, he got the ball. And he got that motherfucker every time. Whoever he was playing with. The Jets, the Cowboys, the Bucks, didn't matter. He's getting that first down for your ass. And he retired with all of his marbles. So, but that's another conversation. This Botox putting in, not knowing a damn thing about sports boy, Skip Bayless, gets validity by arguing with 3 of the all-time greats. You dig? So you get this environment, somebody who's not good, and now you get people like Richard Sherman. I wish YouTube has changed policy so much. I can't play video for y'all like I used to. I be getting strike after strike after strike, so I'm just not gonna be playing videos no more. I think I'm gonna start doing. I might start posting these videos maybe in the community section or something. But I'm done playing videos. YouTube like messing with me so much, too much. I can't. I like when I'm on my computer, I like playing videos with you for y'all, but I just don't want to risk it. Just giving y'all the honest truth. Hit the Cash App, $ Dwann Brown. Hit the Cash App. Leave a donation. Leave a tip. Let the host know you fucks with them. You dig? Happy birthday, Michael Jackson. So, this is the point of view that I'm going with this. As black people, we talk all the time about white supremacy. About how all they do is disrespect us. All they do is minimize us. All they do is look down on us. But what do we do? What do we do? And I'm saying this as a collective. Not me, but it's we as a collective. What do? We go right back to supporting their institutions. That's why I don't take a lot of these niggas that be crying racism. I don't take most of these niggas serious. Because they only talk about it when it happens to them, when it affects them. Richard Sherman, a few years ago, when Skip Bayless was saying, Richard Sherman is one of the greatest cornerbacks to ever play football. Yeah, I'll say that. I'll say that with confidence. He's up there in the class with Rod Woodson. He's up there in the class, in that secondary class with Ronnie Lott, Rod Woodson, Deion. I think Deion's in the class by himself. But up there with Deion, Ed Reed, he's up there with all of them. Charles Woodson. Richard Sherman's definitely up in that category. He was flat out disrespected about 10 years ago by Skip Bayless. Flat out disrespected. And he went at Skip Bayless, talked about how much better he is at life than Skip Bayless. I remember when Keyshawn Johnson played towards the end of his career. When he was with the Cowboys, when he was with the Bucks, and when he was with the Bucks those years. Skip Bayless always had some shady shit to say about him. Michael Irvin was already retired by the time Skip Bayless had gotten on ESPN, so I don't remember him saying anything directly about Michael Irvin because he wasn't there at that time. But all these guys did was, when they played, was complain about Skip Bayless. Complain. Now what do they do when they retire? They join his ass. Hey, ladies, look at the chat room. I'm trying to make a bigger point. You have all these niggas saying, he ain't better than him. He ain't better than him. I think so. Fellas, focus. Focus, fellas. We ain't about to argue about which cornerback was better. I said in the same class, all right? Focus, fellas, focus. It's part of the reason why I backed away from sports. Shit. One thing about black folks, you throw a sports fact out there, you want to distract a group of niggas, talk sport, throw a sports fact out there. Them niggas gonna miss everything else you talking about. Don't trip, fellas. I used to be the same way. I had to check myself at some point. But focus, fellas, focus, all right? So, Skip Bayless is somebody who we've seen and has proven over this summer to be irrelevant. He's irrelevant. But he gets to stay around, and he gets to continue to shit on black men with the support of black men. These ESPN's announcers, Quan said that in top 5 rappers. Right. Yeah, fellas. We back, fellas? We back? All right, cool. So, ESPN, Fox Sports, YouTube, same thing. They use sports as a canvas to shit on black men. That's what sports are. If a nigga is anything other than perfect, if he gets a speeding ticket. I remember when Andrew Bynum played for the Lakers, he had gotten a couple speeding tickets. And those were like big ass stories. It was a major story on Partner Interruption, major story on First Take, major story on Around the Horn. Every show had a take on Andrew Bynum getting a speeding ticket. All they do is use sports to shit on black men. That's the purpose of these talk shows. And who's the number one viewer of these sports talk shows? Black men. That's another reason why they get black co-hosts. The reason why, it's something I heard from Dick Gregory years ago, and I followed up, did my own research, and saw it was, from friends I know that worked at ESPN. ESPN realized when Disney took over, they realized long ago, that black men are the most unemployed, especially that youth, late teens to early 30s. We're the most unemployed, so we're the ones at home the most watching TV, percentage-wise. It's still more white people watching overall, but percentage-wise. And so to attract those black eyeballs, we already like sports. They started stacking the lineups with black people. Black women, black men. They know that, they understand that black men are going to watch sports stuff anyway, but we're more likely to stay around longer when there's a black person speaking. So they flood these networks with black men. And it gives the face the impression of inclusion. But what they do is they use those black men. They use those black men as a canvas to shit on black folks. $7 says, I'll just be saying anything. Hey, $7, call in. What do you mean? Put your number, put your area code in the chat room, $7, and explain your point of view when you say I'll just be saying anything. Tell the moderators your area code, and then call in. I don't want nobody else calling in but this person. Then I'm gonna get back to my point. Because in the chat room, if you don't say some shit, you better back it up, nigga. You spelled my name wrong, even though it's right there in front of your black ass face. So I need you to call in, $7, 323-744-7425. Please put your area code in the chat room so we know that it's you calling in. And explain yourself, please. I don't want my mods blocking nobody. I want people to explain themselves. Him only. What's your area code, $7? Put it in the chat room so I know it's you calling. Until he calls in. Because I like people to explain themselves. Maybe I'm wrong. He said I had to be saying anything. What am I saying? I don't know. Explain yourself, please. What's the area code, brother? Call in. Back to what we talking about. So they hire these black people What's up, Kenneth Berry? Man, I'm proud of you, my brother. Man, Kenneth Berry was an Uber passenger of mine, about 5 years ago? Like, right around the time I stopped driving Uber. You were one of my last Uber drives, nigga. You know that? And he said that he's graduating college, and he said, I'm going to be a writer. And now that nigga's a writer for the NFL. Salute to Kenneth Berry, chat room moderator. Yeah, I said nigga ain't putting no area code in. $7 left. Just like these old corny ass niggas want to say something but don't want to defend. That's why I put it out to call in, corny ass niggas. Shit. Defend what you say. I'm defending what I gotta say. And salute to everybody on Facebook. Salute to everybody on Twitter, on Twitch, on YouTube. We got 300 in here in combined platforms. What I need y'all to do right now is to share this. We about to go a little deeper. I want y'all to share this. Hey, $7, call in. You sit in the chat room. Don't put nobody else in the middle of this trying to start internet beef. Call in. Show the world that your mama didn't raise a hoe. Call in. Call in. Be a man. Surprise yourself. Act like you had a daddy in your life and call in. Have some nuts. That's 2019 we met Kenneth Berry. What I need y'all to do right now, because I'm about to go deeper, I need y'all to share this video. I need y'all to share it. I need y'all to share it. I need y'all to share it. And if $7 don't call in within 1 minute, moderators, please give that nigga the boot. For good. I don't like when hoe ass niggas come around in my area trying to start internet beef with people I fuck with in real life. That's hoe shit. Show the world that your mama raised a man, not a bitch. Call in. Yeah, use a deep voice on your ass. Call in, boy. Moderators, give him 30 seconds. If you don't call in, get that motherfucker the permanent boot. Because I don't like people coming in here saying hoe ass shit, not defending it. Always, you got 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Moderators, get that nigga out of here. For good. Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Race cars, racers, aeroplanes. It's a duck blur. Might call a mystery or rewrite history. DuckTales, woo! Anyway. Oh, I can ban it from here. Ban. Boom. I got it. Damn, there we go. I was able to ban it from here. DuckTales, woo! We're going to get back on the other side of this. And then, but I need y'all to first watch this, and I'll be right back.
Dwann B. Black History Commercial, take 1.
And in comes the 2 to the 3 and 4.
Hold up. Celebrate our warriors and scholars. Black history on a t-shirt. Black people don't owe anybody anything but an ass whooping. Yep. Mothers of the movement, our scholars. Instead of wearing a sports jersey with someone else's name on your back, celebrate our leader's name on your chest.
Say it with your chest.
Get yours now at hotepish.com/shop. Free shipping on all orders over $75. Also, get your Black American Music family tree at incenseandashtrays.com/shop. 400 years of music created here in North America exclusively by Black Americans on one piece of artwork.
DuckTales. Woo! I don't know why the DuckTales theme song just came in my mind, but it did. Oh, somebody just booked a reading. Hell yeah. I love doing readings, man. Y'all don't even understand. Yeah, and then thank you, Quan. Follow my mods, Quan. She go to my backup YouTube channel, Cardology King. I'll be doing some more exclusive cardology content over there. Reading cards and doing some stuff over there. And then also I'll be using that as a backup if they ever try to spin this channel again. Like they did last month. So go to Cardology King. The mods posted it in the chat room. So, hey Larry, you out there? See a Larry hoe ass out there. Let's see what Larry think about this shit. DuckTales, woo! Hold on. He texts now. I know that nigga Larry at work. But so ESPN, what they do is they use sports as a canvas to shit on black society. And the long-term joke that they're playing is, we're going to shit on you right in front of you. That's what they do. There we go. What's up, this is Larry?
Yeah.
What's up, hoe ass nigga?
Nah, this is Larry. You got the wrong person. Address me with respect, bitch.
Now I don't respect weak ass niggas.
Well, hey, whatever, nigga. We gonna see.
Yeah, we gonna see, nigga.
Yeah, we gonna see, bitch. You ain't gonna be able to see after I finish with you, because I'm gonna puff both of your bitch ass eyes up.
Nigga, I will turn around. I have you talking like T.K. Kirkland saying I hit you with a pipe after I fuck you up, boy.
Man, please, dog. Your arms are too boxed with God, and I'm God, nigga.
Nigga, you ain't God. You the God of hoes, bitch.
So it's still a God, though.
Now you the God of bitch assness, nigga.
Yeah, okay. Well, whatever, nigga.
Now, what the fuck is your opinion on what's going on here?
Oh, with Skip and oh, well, dog. I noticed something. All three of those brothers have something in common. Michael Irvin, Keyshawn Johnson, and Richard Sherman for the first part of his career. They're all wide receivers. Richard Sherman played wide receiver before he switched to DB.
He did.
And
I forgot about that.
Yeah. And one thing that most wide receivers have in common, they're usually the biggest divas on the field. Like if you had a top 10 diva football list, 8 of them will be wide receivers. So they always want to be in the limelight. They talk the most shit. They're feminine. A lot of them are. Some of them are. You know, they're with the LGBTQ. But they all
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
They all require a lot of attention. So, you know, post-career, a lot of them go into broadcasting. If you look at it, Chris Carter, Randy Moss, Keyshawn Johnson, Michael Irvin, a lot of receivers are the ones who do a lot of talking. It's receivers and then DBs. You don't see too many O-linemen and, you know, people who are in the trenches on TV after their career. It's mostly wide receivers.
I ain't seen Vince Wilfork since he left the goddamn Patriots.
Dog, nah, you're not going to see Big Vince. He's somewhere barbecuing in his overalls. That's what you. But dog, Skip Bayless, man. Of course, he's going to recruit more black men to talk about black men, because Skip has this newfound quote unquote swag. Like before, he was a corny ass white boy who used to shit on black people, and then he got cool with Lil Wayne, and I guess Lil Wayne told him, "Hey man, stop wearing them goddamn dress shoes and put on Jordans and wear a chain, and we're gonna call you Drip Bayless." So now he's put on Jordans, and a lot of black people are inviting him to the cookout. He tells them,
hold on. Larry, was that a joke?
No, it's not a joke.
They call him Drip.
Yeah.
They really call.
Oh, you know how
I didn't know that.
Yes, dog. Yes. If you ever notice, like, Skip, well, I know you don't pay attention, but I see it a lot on social media. Skip will take a picture and he's looking corny than a motherfucker with a suit and a chain and some Jordans. And now you act like you're a fucking sneakerhead. I'll slap the shit out of Skip Bayless. I slapped the shit out of Skip Bayless, dog. But yeah, they prop him up and want to invite him to the barbecue and shit. So now he feels like he's part of the culture. So now he recruits these 3 loudmouth niggas to shit on other niggas.
See, wow, I'm still stuck on Drip Bayless.
Yeah, Drip Bayless. Yeah,
See,
if you ever notice, like on Friday, he'll break out a pair of Jordans, and that nigga be looking corny than a motherfucker in his Jordans. Like, dog, get the fuck out of here, you fucking cadaver. I hate Skip Bayless, nigga.
Yeah, he look like Skip Bayless. He look like he needs to be in a biology, like a biology test. That's what he look like he need to be.
Yup, he looks like a fashionable crypt keeper, dog. Fuck that nigga.
So, see, but Larry, you was around when old hoe ass nigga was going up to ESPN for the broadcasting school. Weren't you around in those ESPN years?
Nigga, dog, do you remember we used to drop him off downtown?
Right, we did used to drop that nigga off at the ESPN across from Staples Center when they was
Yes, dog. Yeah, I remember.
What did he say when we would talk about sports, man? Man, you better say something good about LeBron James and Michael Jordan. You can't really shit on those 2 players. You can't really bring up other players. And it's just a game where basically you get told what your point of view is before the show, and you argue what you're told to argue.
Dog, you pretty much get assigned a character, and you get booked based on how well you play that character. Because you and I know that this particular individual we're talking about has a deep-seated hatred for LeBron James. We know that. We know that for a fact. And then all of a sudden, you get a job on ESPN, and LeBron is the greatest thing since sliced bread.
That's how deep.
Go ahead,
Larry. This is how deep-seated that hatred was at the time. When old buddy got cut from his squad and had a chance to sign, remember the Heat and the Celtics were offering him the same contract?
Yep.
And he chose to go to Boston because he didn't want to go to LeBron. He didn't want to go to the Heat because he didn't fuck with LeBron.
Bruh, do you know how vividly I remember this ordeal? Because I was up there in Cleveland when he got bought out, and he told me the teams that were looking at him, and I was like, bruh, let's go to Miami, because I didn't want to go to goddamn Boston. I wanted to go to Miami and be around all them big booty, big titty bitches. I wasn't thinking about his career. I was thinking about myself. I didn't give a fuck about his career. He's gonna get paid wherever he went. I'm thinking about myself. And he told me, I don't want to go to Miami because I don't want to play with that hoe ass nigga. And I'm like, dog, I don't care who. Dog, I'm talking about this. I'm talking about the beach and the asses and titties. I don't give a damn who on the team. I want to go there. And that's your best chance to win a ring. But he didn't want to go there because he hated them. And then fast forward, you get a job at ESPN, and now this motherfucker is the best thing on the planet.
Man, he's been like, for the last 5 years or so since he's been out there, he's LeBron. He's like, longer than 5 years now. He's like, about 5. He's been known as like LeBron's like #1 guy on ESPN. Well, he don't be on ESPN no more because he sucked at what he did. But when he was getting on ESPN and Fox Sports, he's the go-to. LeBron is everything, end all, be all. And we know personally he don't fuck with that nigga at all.
At all, dog. We saw it in person. Do you remember that? Do you remember that time that he came to play Live City?
Yep.
And after the game, he was running his mouth, and I was like, man, you ain't finna do shit. And he got out the car.
Hey, hold on. I gotta tell the chat room this story.
Okay. You are a messy bitch, but I love it. Go ahead.
Hey, dog. It was this again. People ask. I don't say the player's name because it's irrelevant. You know, the nigga's irrelevant. It just knows a bunch of hoe ass shit, so I don't say the name. So, but anyway, and anybody who's listened to me for a long time, they know the name. I ain't gonna repeat it. So any of my longtime listeners know the name. If they say the name, I ain't gonna say yes or no. But some of my mods might know the name, and they may say it in the chat room. But well, anyway, it was a game it was a Heat versus the Clippers, Lob City years, and it was a kind of a contentious game. Like Cass was kind of going at it during the game. And after the game, we in the car, we in the tunnel getting ready to leave Staples Center. Me, Larry, and this cat running his goddamn mouth about what he would have did during the game and what he would have done. Yeah. Yeah, one of my mods in the chat room, you know what I'm talking about. If you want to say the name, you can. I don't care, but I'm not going to say the name. Dude was running his mouth. And then Larry was like, after the game, they coming out the tunnel, the Heat, and Larry, we in the car getting ready to leave. Larry's like, there he go right there. You said you wanted to highlight him. There you go right there. And that nigga's blood started bubbling.
Yup.
No, not Richard Jefferson. I don't know Richard Jefferson. And Richard Jefferson never played for the Celtics, nigga. Know your basketball history. The fuck?
Yeah, just some nigga throwing out names.
This nigga's throwing out names. He never played for the Clippers either. Come on, bro. But anyway, this nigga Larry was like, there he go right there. If you want, you said you was gonna whoop him, go ahead and whoop him. And then old boy was like, man, fuck you, Larry. They got mad at Larry.
Yup.
And the whole time I'm sitting there like, cause I'm knowing old boy ain't gonna do nothing. I'm sitting there, Larry, don't start. I don't want to hear this nigga bitching. I don't want to hear this nigga crying. Cause I know what's coming next. I know he ain't gonna do nothing. And I know he's just gonna be crying and bitches all night. And that's exactly what happened. And I'm looking at Larry like, man, why you get this nigga started?
Man, I wanted to see a confrontation. Nigga, you said you was gonna do something. Let's see.
Somebody in the chat room said the first name. What's up, Netta J? But it's all contrived. We got to see up close and personal. All of this shit is contrived.
Yep.
It's a game. It's not real. It's a thing. You know? And so, like, Larry, what do you think about all these niggas that's rushing to help Skip Bayless out?
They clout chasing. They know that this is the era of clout chasing. So they know that anything Skip says or does is going to get a lot of attention. And these niggas, again, they're divas. So they're going to go along with the flow so they can get some more attention because they're no longer in the league. Nobody's really paying attention to Keyshawn Johnson or Richard Sherman or Michael Irvin. Well, we pay attention to Michael Irvin because we all like crackheads. But they're not getting they ain't getting no more attention anymore. So of course they're going to jump on the first thing that's going to get them clicks and likes. Like, of course they are.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
If you dog me in front of a bunch of people, I'm not a forgiving person. So if you dog me in front of millions of people, there's no way I'm never gonna piece that up. Like, we're gonna have to fight, or I'm gonna get my lick back. I'm just gonna do it. But so you get dogged on TV by this individual, and then the minute something comes up to where he needs help, you rush to help him out. And I hate to say that one person is making black people look bad because it ain't like that, but nigga, where your nuts at?
Right.
Because I guarantee if Skip Bayless's name was DeAndre Jenkins and he was a black journalist, you would keep that beef alive. You'd be like, man, I ain't fucking with that nigga. He said this about me on TV. You wouldn't go rush to help him in time of need, but you're going to help this white boy out.
But here's the thing. Skip Bayless, all he's ever done is insult people. Even his co-hosts. He's shown time and time again that not only does he insult people, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He insults you. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He needs you to bounce off of. And these athletes, when I'm looking at like Richard Sherman, especially, I'm looking at Keyshawn Johnson. I don't know about Michael Irvin, but especially Keyshawn Johnson and Richard Sherman. I think those are two cats that are smart enough to start their own thing.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Absolutely. Richard Sherman is a highly intellectual brother, dog. He's highly intelligent. Like the brother went to Stanford. Like he's a scholar. So of course he can start his own thing and get it moving. I don't know about Michael Irvin because I think Michael Irvin's still in that booger sugar. But I think that Richard Sherman and Keyshawn Johnson could get, they get their own thing going. Shit, what's his name? Marcellus Wiley?
Yeah.
He left. He got his own shit going. Like a lot of these athletes get their own stuff going without the need of ESPN or Fox News. But, once you get on that titty, it's hard to get off.
What do you think about these cats' need for white validation?
Man, I think that all of them keep their tap shoes shined the fuck up. Like, that's what they need. Like, they just feel so much better when white daddy validates their opinions. Like, man, we need to get off that. White people shouldn't validate shit but your motherfucking parking. That's it. They don't validate nothing.
Nigga, validate my parking. Nigga, validate me for this high level job, nigga. If you want to validate, and I ain't talking about the cashier job either. Validate a nigga for CEO position. Do that.
Yeah, they ain't gonna do that. They ain't
exactly.
Gonna do that.
You know what I mean? And that's how it works, So it's a whole game behind the game, man. It's a lot of black folk. What do you think about? Before I let you go. What do you think about these niggas going around saying, "Well, at least Skip Bayless gave them a job"? What do you think about them niggas?
I think that those individuals also keep a fresh pack of shoe polish to shine their tap shoes up because Skip needs them. It's not like he gave them a job because they're worthy and he thinks so highly of them. He needs some black people to argue with, dog, because Skip has this superiority complex when it comes to black people. You saw it several times come out in his interactions with Shannon Sharp. Like, you telling this man got Super Bowl rings. He's an all-time great at his position. He's in the Hall of Fame. He's one of the greatest tight ends to ever play. And you trying to tell this motherfucker that your 30 years of watching football is more important than his career of actually being on the field and playing. Like, he's got a superiority complex. And I really wish one of these niggas would just go rogue on TV and risk it all and slap the shit out of Skip Bayless.
Yeah, that'd be
I'll
great.
start watching it then when that happens. Until then, man, they kiss my ass.
This is one comment somebody made in the chat room. They said, Marcella's not making money from his thing. It's a second figure check. Look, first off, you don't know how much money Marcellus is making. You don't know. You don't know what he's making in ads. You don't know what he's making in sponsorships. Second of all, Larry, tell this nigga, do these ESPN niggas get 7-figure checks? You got a handful of cats at the top getting a 7-figure check. The rest of them niggas, are they paid like that, bruh?
Bruh, no. You don't even get a handful, dog. You got Stephen A. Smith and then the rest of these brothers. That's it. You got Stephen A. Smith, who's got the majority of the bread, and then you got the rest of these brothers who they swap in and out every 5 to 7 years. Now, they got better jobs than most of us, but they still got a job. They still got to report to work. They're still there all day. You ever notice how you'll see somebody on one of them shows early in the morning, and then you'll see them later on in the afternoon on a different show, and they got on the same motherfucking suit? That mean they've been there for 12 hours all day working their ass off.
See, sometimes I've seen games where days where like Stephen A. Smith will cover a Warriors game and then fly to LA and for like Warriors game for ABC at noon, and then fly to LA to cover a Laker game at 7:00. In the same day. And so they overwork them, and they have these personality clauses. They can't be who they want to be. They got to follow a corporate line. That's why I salute to Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce is like, man, they don't pay me enough to sit around and have all these personality clauses. See,
Yep.
that's what these niggas don't understand, man. But I know you got to get back to work, walking up and down that whole stroll, getting a Larry sells himself to
Here
people
we
from the
go,
Emirates
dog.
when they come into town. He's an Emirate hooker. That's why he got that long ass beard.
Man, dog, I tell you what, man, y'all keep supporting Dwann. I'm not gonna say anything negative about my brother. Y'all keep supporting Dwann, buy his merch, book readings, and all that stuff, dog. Because I want that nigga happy right when I end his motherfucking life, dog. Y'all have a wonderful day.
Man, you ain't doing shit. That was Larry Ho ass Goodwill. Anyway, see, but that's the thing. It comes down to having a sense of self-pride, you know? It comes down to having some pride, some internal pride. You know, do you believe in yourself or do you believe in them? That's the question. And I'm not saying people shouldn't get a job. This is why I'm saying this. This is why I'm making this social commentary. We, as black folks, play a vital role in our own discrimination. We as black folks play a vital, critical role in the mischaracterization of ourselves. Skip Bayless can't do it alone. He needs us. Here's some of the evidence. When Shannon Sharp left the show, what did they do? They ended the fucking show for 2 months. Here's the evidence to you dumb niggas out there. That'd be like, Skip gave him an opportunity. If it were about Skip Bayless and his greatness, Skip would have been able to hold the show down by himself. After Shannon left, and there was no black folks with major personalities to argue with, nobody watched. I don't fuck with Stephen A. Smith, but at least he has had shows that people do watch with just him. Skip Bayless, no one gives a fuck about watching no Skip Bayless. Not unless there's a black person to argue with. So this is an area to where we could defeat white supremacy just by not participating. Let me say that again. This is an area to where we can defeat white supremacy by simply just not participating. You know what? Your check isn't big enough for me to shit on my people. Let's go even deeper. What's up, Kirk Owen? Let's go even deeper with that. We're not dealing with destitute, down and out black folks who never had a chance. They don't hire regular black people to argue with Skip Bayless. That won't work. They need a former prime athlete. And not just any athlete, not somebody who rode the bench. They need the prime athletes. These guys Skip argue with are the best of the best. They already got millions. They already have ways and means to make money. I'm not trying to be in anybody's pockets. But this isn't a situation where like they signed the young black rapper to a contract and take his whole life because he didn't have any money. He was in the projects and he had to make a decision. This ain't that situation. This is more of a situation of these niggas thirst for the spotlight. And I'm going to play on that spotlight thirst and have you support the person that you hate the most. Skip Bayless is responsible for taking a lot of money out the pockets of a lot of black people. His constant shitting on different athletes that alters the perception in the minds of these general managers. Because trust and believe, these general managers watch these sports talk shows too. Trust and believe. They need you, black man, to be relevant. But you participate in your own demise because you need the spotlight. And I'm speaking directly to the athletes because Skip Bayless has never been a positive for black athletes. He's never been a positive. So we're talking about somebody who's made a career off minimizing your greatness. A person who can't do it without you. While at the same time, you have the notoriety and the resources to do your own. That's what Darius Miles and Quentin Richardson did. So Mason's doing. And Richard Sherman, Keyshawn Johnson, them cats are good too. They good at what they do. They don't need Skip Bayless. Matter of fact, they can create a show reacting to everything Skip Bayless says. And still be able to walk out the door men. Because y'all know what's coming. The minute the first black athlete does some negative shit, all three of these black folks are going to be sitting there. Now you know we need to do better. All the times that we went through as a people, we done been through slavery, we done been through Jim Crow, and for an athlete to do this, it is a privilege to play in the NFL. How much y'all want to bet one, if not all three of these niggas are going to say that at some point this season, if not multiple times this season? It is a privilege to play in the NFL. You know that's coming. That's how we participate in our own demise. Playing right along with them. So Skip Bayless is going to use these black tools. And whenever the next major athlete with a grand personality who does well on camera retires, Michael Irvin, you out. In come that nigga. Then with the next player with a grand personality and on-air personality retires, and he's good on camera, good at arguing, retires, Keyshawn Johnson, you out. Richard Sherman, you got about another 7-8 years because you're the youngest on the panel. But you other two niggas, when if you spending your time building your own platform, you'd be over 1 million subscribers, 2-3 million subscribers in, getting stronger. Or you can shuck and jive and wait to be replaced. Real talk, DeAndre. He said if Ice Cube can make a basketball league, no reason why black form athletes can't create their own shows commentating on the game. Facts. Facts. The way all these different apps out there You get a former athlete that got a 500,000 or 1 million, 2 million followers. Say he's ready to talk some sports, and you see one of these apps out there, Rumble or whatever. You don't think they wouldn't offer him a couple dollars to do it on their platform, Kick or whatever, exclusively? Or they could just go on YouTube and collect those monetization checks? This is an easy one for us to solve right here. Call in if you want to say something about this. 323-744-7425. Keep the phone lines open briefly. And again, happy birthday to the great Michael Jackson. Oh! Michael Jackson, I put a video up on Instagram and on Twitter pointing out how Michael Jackson was great regardless. Michael Jackson never needed to moonwalk to be as great as he was. His lyrics and what he sang about and the substance in his music and his vocal ability to carry out that sound is what set Michael Jackson apart. The moonwalking and the dancing is the extra cherry on top. Bruce, you say you want me to pull the cards on a prediction? What do you want me to predict? You want me to predict when they're gonna get fired? That takes some calculations. I gotta kind of be prepared for that to make predictions on that. But what I need y'all to do, I need y'all to go to DwannB.com. Browser share. There we go. My phone is, goddamn, my cell phone is ringing off the goddamn hook. I might have to end this. I got a lot of business. I got a lot of shit going on. I might have to end this early. I got some real life shit happening right now. But go to DwannB.com. Get your shit. And as black folks, I'll take it. What's up, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling from PA. This is Robert Nelson, Dwann.
Robert Nelson, what's going on, brother?
I'm good. I just wish we would just come to a point at times where we have some brotherhood and dignity. The way he disrespected Shannon was horrible, man. It was horrible, Dwann.
It was.
It was demeaning. It was sick. And like you said, he's nothing without the black athlete. He's nothing. And how he dehumanized Damar Hamlin, that was horrible as well too.
Yeah, at some point, Cass got to be like, you know what? I don't like the way, because if you did to him, you do it to me. Matter of fact, in the case of Richard Sherman and Keyshawn Johnson, he's done it to you.
Yeah.
And
I remember
even Michael Irvin, because I remember there were times where Michael Irvin would get caught on cocaine or something back in the day, and he'd be like, Michael Irvin is a former athlete. He should know better. And just all the way just going in on him because of some off-field shit.
Yeah. And remember how silent he was when the Dallas owner got caught up in being at that rally in Arkansas back in the day.
Yeah, Jerry Jones when the picture came out of him being over there.
See how on cold they was? Yeah.
Yeah. That's on cold, man. But you right about that, man. They are on cold through the fullest, brother.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for giving us a call,
all right,
man.
Now.
Yes, sir.
All right, thanks.
You have a good one.
You too.
Yeah, man, they be on cold. They be on cold. I took the phone number down because I do have to go get an oil change. And I got a venue I gotta go look at later on today. Because I really want to get this live music show cracking. So I'm out here hustling, y'all. I was hustling. Because I love music so much, man. Shit. Hustling. So, yeah, we here. We here for that. So thank y'all for listening. Go to DwannB.com and just understand that, black people, we are the oil. We are the resource. We are the shit. That's us. The minute we understand and recognize that, the minute we live in that, that's half the battle right there in dealing with this oppressive, racist system that we're in. Certain things we can do independent of them to alter the course and how we're treated. Part of that is having some balls and standing up for yourselves and coming together. Go back and listen to what I said today about Michael Jackson's Another Part of Me. Go on Twitter, go on Instagram, and watch that video I did. We're taking over. We have the truth. There's no danger if we come together as one. Nothing can stop us. That's that song Another Part of Me was saying by Michael Jackson. Come together as one. See yourself in me. You're just another part of me. If these athletes, if Richard Sherman, Michael Irvin, Keyshawn Johnson saw Shannon Sharp as just another part of them, they probably would have acted differently. But at the same time, Shannon Sharp went away. I'm not here to defend Shannon Sharp because Shannon Sharp, what did he do? He went to ESPN and got with someone who I think is even more racist, allegedly, supposedly, according to my opinion, than Skip Bayless, Colin Cowherd. And you see this constant shuffle of that. That's why they want us to love these athletes so much, black people. Because these black people, these athletes, man, no disrespect, but most of them are boys. They these folks boys. They train, they puppet. They don't have any independence and autonomy. They have this incessant need for validation from them folks. And it's been that way since they was babies. And they know that. Because they get our athletes as babies. In the Pop Warner leagues, AAU leagues. They know who is who. They know who to elevate to the top. So that's where we have power. And I use my power by not watching this stuff. I don't watch it. I saw a few highlights on Twitter. I ain't watching this show. Never will. I'm a commentate on it from time to time when shit happens. But they're not getting my energy. As far as a participant in watching their fuckery. You're about to just get my... I'm not about to sit here and let you shit on black people. F you. All right? My name is Dwann. Remember, there are no perfect messengers, only perfect messages for those willing to pick up the game. I'm out.